Hey, it's Michael Dowell, and I'm here with How to Make Your Girlfriend Happy. Today we're interviewing Tannalee Moore, and can you tell us what guys can do to make their girlfriends happy?
What they can do to make their girlfriends happy, there's so many things. Where to start? How you treat her, how you make her feel, little things to show that you're thinking about her or you care about her.
What's something that a guy can do to make his girlfriend feel really special?
Really special. Remember the things that she likes. For example, if a band that she's into is playing, buy her surprise tickets. He can support her and whatever her endeavors are. Let her know he has her back. Else to make her feel special. Take her on little adventures. Let her know he's thinking about her.
Yeah. So what's the coolest adventure that you've been on, that where a boyfriend would take you on a really cool adventure?
Cool adventures like surprise road trips, concerts, a new venue or an event going on, and they want to experience it with you. Things that they're interested in and that they want to share with you as well has always been really unique.
Yeah. So the guy needs to do some homework, it sounds like, and know what you like as his girlfriend. So he needs to know what bands you, and how does he find these things out? How does he find out what you like?
Well, he definitely needs to know what makes her tick. So first, conversation. If you can converse with someone, there's so much you can learn about them, from their background, the things they like to do for fun. You can ask them who they like to listen to.
So just talking?
Just talking, out, just talking, letting things unfold naturally and
remembering.
And remembering them, yeah.
Yeah.
Writing them down and just taking notice of it. It really conveys to a girl that you're listening to her and that you're remembering what she says. And then when you do something that she's not expecting or out of the ordinary, then that makes her feel special or appreciated or noticed, or that he definitely is interested in her.
So it's time adds some special quality, basically hearing what she likes or noticing what she likes, what she's really into. Then you give it a little bit of time, and that's kind of it makes it seem like magic when it comes out a little bit later, because since she's not expecting it.
Exactly.
So it's special because what he's done, he's done his homework and he remembered it.
He remembered it.
Suddenly it's a lot more special. So it's not necessarily just listening in the moment, and then you don't want to forget those things. So there's sort of an investment there of this is important to me too. If it's important to her, it's important to me, and I need to remember this.
Right, and it's just a little way a guy can show a girl that he's invested in her. Because for girls, they have options, and if a guy can convey that, I'm invested in you, I'm interested in you, I want to explore something with you, and I want to really see where this can go, having that as a form of investment tells a girl that, okay, this guy's really into me, and it's not just a fling or passing by. Maybe I should really start considering him and what he wants and what he wants to offer.
So as a girlfriend, you'll feel more open to the idea of cementing the relationship and being in it for the long term if he shows more interest and he takes more initiative
to
put energy into the relationship.
Exactly, because then it shows for a woman, okay, this guy can take charge and he wants something with me, and he's showing through his actions that he can provide it. He can spend the time together, he can call you, he can talk to you, he can check up on you, he can plan adventures or dates and getaways and events together. So then okay, this guy's really into me, and that gets a girl, I think, more interested that also it's exciting. Oh, I can go do something with this guy. And it's a new experience for you and also for him, or it's a shared experience. And it's the thrill and kind of the rush of, oh, we're going to go do this together. Something you might not do usually in your daily routine, but you can go do with this other person. So it makes it that much more exciting.
Yeah. So, like a thrilling thing would be like a roller coaster, or would it be like what kind of thrilling things can guys plan?
Skydiving.
Whoa.
Wine tasting events. To volunteer at an animal shelter. You know, there's just like
Wow.
so many different, I think it's about sharing with a girl of the wide range of things in life and the scope of things, wanting to take her and kind of show her all these beautiful, magical things in life that there are, and kind of help her expand her perception of the world by introducing her to other things that she might not do otherwise, that she may be aware about, but she may not take the initiative on her own.
So you're sort of learning together and sort of exploring things.
Yeah.
And that creates a special memory that you can share together.
Yeah, and it creates a bond, and it kind of cements the people together, because it develops a form of commitment, because you're like, okay, I'm doing this with this person, and then you feel more attached to them in a sense, because it's like, oh, you know, it's special, it means something to you, and you want to honor that, and you know.
Then you can sort of stack those commitments and sort of increase the level, like one by one. Like, okay, so maybe an earlier date is let's go get ice cream, and then later it's bigger. Let's go to an amusement park. Let's go camping. And like each different adventure, at certain times you can go to a new, bigger level, and that kind of equates to the commitment level.
Right, but then you also would feel more comfortable staying in with him for a night and watching a movie or making dinner, or you know, deciding to go to a local theater instead of this, you know, big grandiose experience. That you have those with them, but then you also feel more comfortable with them, that you develop that sense of not having to have those experiences and that thrill and being with them just for the sake of the thrill, but you have that thrill together, but you also, through it, I think you develop an intimacy or bond to be comfortable, you know, sitting at home for an evening.
Yeah, you get comfortable where you can just do the mundane things as well. After the beginning, right, you've got all this energy in a relationship and you want to go do all these things, but then there's a mundane time when you're just doing normal things too. And how can a guy keep you interested as a girlfriend if you're in the second part of the relationship, which we just talked about, like where you're just kind of doing a lot of ordinary things together? How can he keep you interested as a girlfriend?
So say if it came to the second stage of the relationship and you're just doing ordinary things, I think the smaller things would count. Say, you know, he's walking by you and he just kind of like slowly like brushes your arms, or, you know, like behind you, pecks a kiss on your cheek, you know, something you're not expecting. Open the doors for you. Say something about your hair looking nice, or the clothes she's wearing, or even finding a new restaurant, you know, something in the local neighborhood that, oh, you know, I was thinking about checking this place out, you know, in a very casual manner. Do you want to, you know, come and have dinner with me? Yeah,
so just like when you're at the mundane level, it's just kind of like mundane, smaller little gifts or surprises or investments, or however you want to call it, smaller little things that create happiness.
Right, and I think it's important to continue reaffirming that you're interested and that you appreciate that person with you and you want to be with them. Kind of the reminders to a girl that, you know, just maybe tell her in the morning, you know, oh, thank you, I had a great night, if it's in the morning, you know. Or, you know, just little things, because girls have doubts a lot about guys, you know, just like, okay, well, is he what I'm looking for? Is this, you know, is it going, what does he really want? And if guys can just affirm for girls how he feels and what she looks for, then girls have less resistance. So then it's like, it's okay. This guy, is offering what I want, so I'm going to go with it. And he's letting me know that he is really interested in investing in something with me or being with me. So then reading girls and kind of finding out what their doubts could be, and then just kind of quelling them and be like, no, you don't have to say like, oh no, I'm not going to leave you or cheat on you, but you're like, no, I really care about you, or I had a good time with you, I can't wait to see you again. And then for girls, that's kind of like, oh, it makes them all warm and fuzzy.
Comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying he can create comfort by saying reassuring words like, your hair looks beautiful today, or just I had such a great time with you last night, just to let you kind of know what page he's on.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's where I'm at with us. I'm just letting you know, like, I'm happy with how things are going. And he's saying it by just picking out a detail in this way. He doesn't have to say, I'm happy with how things are going. He can say the same thing by saying, like, gosh, you look great.
Or even say it literal. Say it literal.
You could say it literally too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would respond well if he's like, you know what, I'm really enjoying our time together. Mm-hmm. And then that for me would be like, okay, well that's great. Then if he's on that page, then all right, I want to continue seeing where this goes to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really great. So now, what are some specific things that guys can do in a relationship to totally screw it up? Like, what do they do that's a turn off that you don't like, and they shouldn't be doing this?
They shouldn't be doing it. If they're too self-interested, if they're more about thinking about themselves or wanting the girls to be hanging on them, or if they're about what they want to do and not what the other girl wants to do, if he...
Basically, he's not being generous.
Yeah, not generous, or if he's not like acknowledging that he's appreciative of her presence and that his time with her, and he's not kind of being present for the person and, communicating with them. If he's kind of, like, oh, kind of brush it off, okay, you're here, and not feeling like the girl is getting the attention that she wants, at least just full attention when she's with him. Like if a guy's on his phone the whole time, or just whenever he can.
So that's a turnoff. If the
Those are kind of turnoffs.
If the guys are on their phone, like, and you guys are out on a special date, he's on his phone, that's a big turnoff.
Or if he keeps on saying, I gotta go to the bathroom, like every 10 minutes, and he's making
what that means.
phone calls and
he's gotta be on his phone.
Yeah.
If it's okay if he does it like once, or especially if he tells you, hey, I've got something really big going on and I'm sorry, maybe he could communicate about it. Say, look, this is not usual. I don't usually like to talk on the phone, but there's something going on that I need to deal with.
I have a business, I have a business call I'm waiting for, and just letting that girl know makes a big difference, and letting them know ahead of time.
Right.
Because then girls are like, okay, at least he was being considerate and thoughtful of me to be like, let her know that, I'm sorry, I might be getting a phone call, but if I do, I'm really glad I'm here with you, and it would just be a minute.
Right. Yeah. So she knows that this is special, and he's there for the girl, for his experience with her first.
Yeah.
And him being on the phone is not what he's trying to do, but he needs to, because he just has to.
And for the girl, it tells her that he thinks she's worth the consideration to let her know ahead of time.
Being considerate.
So she doesn't get kind of like a little, like, why is he picking up the phone? It just kind of like makes the girl rub her wrong a little bit until he's like, oh, I'm sorry, that was just a business meeting. And he put it, business call, put it aside.
So much better if you take the minute, guys, ahead of time, and say, hey, there is a call that I'm going to have to take in this case, rather than just, taking the call and then, oh, yeah, well.
Yeah. And be like, I'm going to make it as quick as I can, because I don't want to.
Or say it then, yeah. But hopefully before the call, if you know it, you should just telegraph that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's really good. Okay, so no texting and calling
Yeah.
during the date. That's a big turnoff.
No lying or deceiving.
No lying and no dishonesty.
Yeah, because girls are intuitive and they can feel when something's wrong. And also for me, if a guy isn't, I really value honesty and communication, and being upfront of expectations or where people are coming from, what they want. And then if I find out someone's just been leading me along or just deceiving me, then it's just, I have less respect for the person. And I'm all about just communicating with respect and honesty. And
So now what's deception? What's just so the guys know what they're doing, like what is it that a guy could do that would be deception in a relationship?
I think a guy could do is say he's giving you a woman a lot of attention and letting her know that he's into her and stuff, but then the next day he's doing the same thing to another girl. Mm-hmm. That's it's emotional dishonesty, because
so he's saying like, I'm totally into you and I'm only into you, and then he goes out and with another girl and says the same thing to her.
Or maybe not even I'm only into you, but totally, showering her with attention and good times and taking her out and having a night on the time and saying, I'm really into you, I really enjoy being with you. Because women are emotionally based, so for women it starts to build an emotional relationship. And they're like, okay, I want to start investing in this guy. But then if he's doing that to another girl or another girl or another girl, if you're not ready to get to that level with a woman, don't tell her you are. Because then when she finds out that you're doing that with other people, then that's going to be harder for her.
So it's implied the way that he's acting towards you. If he's, like you said, showering you with like good feelings and good times and fun adventures, then what that means in woman language is I'm into you and I'm investing and I want to get closer with you and there's a relationship that we're building.
Right.
Okay? It means something like that. Whereas, he needs to know that that's what it means, because you are saying that you would feel it's dishonest if then he went and did that with another girl.
If he did the exact same thing with another girl. I mean, it's okay if you're casually dating someone and you're getting to know each other, you're going on day dates for hikes or whatever, but when it starts to come to you really becoming involved with someone and really telling them that you're into them, then, be prepared to only telegraph that to someone or tell someone that when you can stand behind it.
Mm-hmm. So be prepared. If you're starting to make inroads and make that commitment happen, be ready to back it up.
Right. Don't say it. Don't talk it unless you can walk it.
There you go. That's really good. All right. So now, what are the big turn-ons? What are the big ways that a guy can be an awesome boyfriend? What are some great things he can do?
Being thoughtful. I've probably said this before. Like surprising you with flowers. It's so old school, but still just like, oh wow, makes the girl feel special.
Any particular kind of flowers?
No.
Flowers are good.
Flowers are good. Flowers are good. And to just be really awesome. A guy who already knows who he is and what he wants. So he's someone who is kind of together on their own. Back to kind of the turn-off things. You don't want a guy who's too needy or wanting to make his whole life revolve around you. So if there's a guy who seems like secure and he's headstrong, he's confident in himself, then you're like, oh, this is really awesome because I want to be with him. Guys who that could be okay with or without you, but they want to be with you, are more attractive for women because it shows that he's more alpha male in a sense that he can take care of things and that he's going to be all right on his own.
So neediness is a big turn off.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that guys would do to show that they're needy? And these are things you don't want to do, guys. So what are some of those things?
If they're calling you like 5 times a day, or sending you messages on Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
If they always wanting to invite you to events, you know, and, you know, girls can read it. You know, a guy could invite a girl to an event and be like, make it sound like, hey, I want you to check this out with me, rather than saying like, I really want you to go out with me, and I'm just trying to use this event as a way to get you out. You know, it's all about not what you say, but how you say it, because you can say the same things in different times.
So this sounds like a very subtle distinction that you're getting to.
Yeah.
Pretty advanced. So let's hear this out. Let's hear what this is.
First, it's not, as a guy, don't have desperation in yourself. Face your desperation, put it in its place, and don't be desperate. Find your own confidence, find your own faith in yourself. Be okay with getting the girl or not getting the girl. Because girls can read it when you're desperate. And girls find that unattractive. You know, they want a guy who, you know, is headstrong and, you know, he can take care of himself and he's not needy. So once you can overcome your own desperation, be willing to go out and just try dating. And be okay if you fell. And if a girl turns you down, be like, that's all right. This is a learning experience, you know. What I did, it didn't work, so what else can I do? Let me try a different way. So.
Yeah. Well, that's really great. So when a guy like doesn't do everything perfectly in a dating situation, like your boyfriend and girlfriend, and like he messes up, it's okay. That's what it sounds like. It can still be okay. And like, what can he do to like, what if a guy really messes up, okay? And he's like really, like, he even knows he messes up. What could he do?
Okay, first thing is he can't deny it or kind of brush it aside or be like, oh, it's not a big deal. I have experience with this. I think the best thing a guy can do is address it and try to make amends for it. And if you're sorry, you know, let the girl know you're sorry. Don't just say it because you don't want her to be upset with you or mad at you. And it's okay to ask her, you know, what can I do to make this up? What can I do to make this better? Because even that's also conveying to the girl that what you have means something and you want to work it out and you're willing to step up and be like, admit faults, I did something wrong, what can I do to fix this? And then for the girl, that takes a lot of hurt off her shoulders and put her also in a position to be like, okay, I can forgive you by letting you know what you can do to make me feel better. And then the guy could make the girl do whatever she asks, and then it's all happy. And then everything's fine. And it's important to understand that there's always going to be bumps in the road. So being able to work through things with your partner and communicate is valuable.
That's awesome, because yeah, what I'm hearing is the guy should apologize and totally like take responsibility for what he did, if he did something wrong, and especially if he knows
and
what
fix
he
it
did
if
wrong.
he can.
And
yeah.
do, you know, talk about it. Say, what can I do to fix this? So what about another situation? Let's flip it.
Okay.
So what if the guy feels like, hey, you did something wrong? Like he feels like the girlfriend did something wrong. How can he deal with that? Or like, you know, like maybe he feels let down. Maybe he like planned something and then like something didn't go right. You know, maybe she didn't come or something. I don't know. But like,
or she chose to hang out with her girlfriends
instead. She chose to do something else. Yeah. You know, like I know a guy who made a really nice dinner for this girl who didn't even show up.
Oh no.
Right. So now what can you do as the guy in that sort of situation?
Well, for your friend, it depends on if they were dating in the dating stage.
Yeah.
Because maybe for that girl, it's her saying like, okay, I'm not really interested in you anymore, which is hard.
They were just dating. They weren't boyfriend, girlfriend.
But I mean, if it was serious and you guys are already committed and you're willing to be together and work through your differences, I think it's the same. The guy'd be like, look, honey, or Tanna, you know, I just want to let you know that when you didn't show up, I was a little hurt and I was upset. And I just want you to know how it made me feel. And then,
so he's expressing his feelings.
Yeah.
he's not like angry when he's saying this. He's not like being mean. But he's saying, hey, this happened.
Yeah,
and this is how I felt.
Yeah, I was a little let down because I was expecting to have a nice dinner with you.
Okay.
And, you know, I spent all this time, you know, looking up recipes and making this big, you know, rosemary chicken for you. And, you know, and I was kind of sad when I had to sit there and eat it all by myself, you know. So, you know, then as long as the girls,
work it out.
and then, yeah, and the girl should be mature enough to be like, you know, I want to work it out. Only if she's like, oh, well, I'm sorry, and brushes it off, then that just means she's not that interested in you, and you don't want to be with that kind of girl. You want to find someone who also sees the good in you and respects you and honors you and wants to be with you too.
So when a guy's in a relationship with a girl, and like, how about this situation? He is really into her. Okay, but he's sensing, oh, she's not really into me. What's going on? I think she's losing interest. How can he get her interest back?
Oh, that's really hard because everyone's attracted to different kinds of people. And it could be either that the girl's getting distracted or she has other options or she's just not into the guy, period. But I think persistence, and you have to be very delicate about how you do it, but a very...
This is a tough question.
Yeah, you have
This is a really tough question.
You have to be kind of crafty in how you persist with her. Like, even if it's just like sending her a music video, you know, doing things to let her know you're keeping her in your mind without it seeming across stocky or obsessive. You know, it's, you know, it's a fine balance and based on each situation of, you know, just sending her a nice text or, you know, calling her and see how she's doing, or
this is burning,
like burning her a CD of new songs as you download it or something.
So it's personal, but it's not invasive.
Right. You want to, you want to know what the girl, based on the girl's going to be different response, but you don't want to come across as obsessive or stocky. But there is a way that you could still kind of reel her in. It's just, it's very delicate of how to do it.
That one's tricky. Yeah, that one's really tricky. I think I meant to ask a simpler question and it just came out more difficult. But social media, do's and don'ts.
Social media, you mean, okay.
To make your girlfriend happy.
I just have to put in there, this guy who's into me, he put a heart on my Facebook wall once. And I deleted it right away because first when you're into a girl, you don't want to do that because it looks obsessive. It sounds like desperation, you know. So if you're talking about like do's and don'ts for emails or for Facebook.
Facebook is a good one.
Okay, yeah. Facebook.
So don't put a heart, guys.
Don't put a heart if you're just starting to date her.
You're just starting to, okay, if you're fully committed and you're in the middle of the relationship, further down the line, maybe the heart would be nice.
Yeah.
But in the early stages of boyfriend, girlfriend, no.
Don't do it. Relationship status. I think when you're dating, don't say you're in a relationship with so-and-so on Facebook until you guys decide that you are committed and you do want to be together. Because you don't want 2 weeks to go by and then you go from in a relationship to single, you know, because it didn't work out. You want to know that you both want to be together, and also if you want to tell the whole world that you're together, you know. It's okay to comment on, you know, her photos or posts, or for her to comment on your photos and posts. To send her emails is nice. Yeah, but no hearts. No hearts on the wall when you're first dating.
No hearts on the wall when you're first dating. Okay.
Or if you're not even dating her and you just have a crush on her, don't let her know you're into her by putting hearts all over her wall.
Okay, guys, stay away from hearts. All right, so we got to wrap it up. So what's something a guy could do right now to make his girlfriend happy?
Right now, he can grab her and just pull her close and kiss her.
I love it. That's great.
And just live in the moment, and you know, just have that ecstasy of being with that person, and you know, with your eyes or with your body language, just let them know you really enjoy their company and you're happy that they are in your life.
It's beautiful. Thank you very much, Tanna. This is awesome. I think it's going to help lots of guys because guys need lots of help learning how to make their girlfriends happy. So thank you very much.
Thank you.